All right, Tammy, I think we're live.
I think we are.
Hey, hey. So I'm super excited to have Tami Maurer with me of Maurer Painting. Uh, Tammy, why don't you quickly introduce yourself and your business, where are you located, all that good stuff.
Okay. All right. So my name is Tami Maurer. I'm the owner of Maurer Painting, and we are one of the, if not the, um, uh, top end home painting company in Boulder. So we do a lot of new constructions, multi-million dollar new constructions. We do remodels, repaints for homes, people who want to refresh and or prep for sales and that sort of thing. We've been in business for 28 years, so
Wow.
it's been a minute, and yeah, and so that's kind of what we're about.
Cool. And I think we teamed up, was it in spring? When it was like, I think it was like March, April.
I think I think it was March.
Okay.
I think so.
Time
Um,
flies when you're having
it's been
fun.
yeah.
Um, So how did you hear about Boulder SEO marketing? How do we connect?
Well, so, as I said, I've been doing this for 28 years. Um, about 3 years ago, I decided to rebrand the company. When I did that, we launched a, new website, and the SEO company that I had been using for, I don't know, 10 years or something, they, were all about in reestablishing our base, because when you totally rework a website you lose all of the momentum that you built up. And so they were all gun-ho about diamond package and all these things. And then about a year down the road, my fiance, I was talking to him and I said, we are not getting the calls that we used to get, nothing close, from the website. And so he suggested that we start looking for another SEO company. And he found you. And when we met, you and your firm did an analytics and found out that we pretty much flatlined,
Yeah.
and we rebranded and the new website launched, and nothing was happening.
Yeah, so that's actually a very interesting topic that you're bringing up. Unfortunately, this happens quite frequently. You're not the only client that we work with that experience that. So web design agencies, they're really good at creating beautiful websites, right? But they're not necessarily SEO agencies that are really good at SEO. So when your fiance reached out, I think he just Googled SEO agency Boulder, right? I mean, this
Yeah.
is how you should connect with businesses.
Yeah.
So we did an analysis, and I do believe we met in person, and we showed you, hey, look, these are the facts. Let me show you what's going on. Um, so what were the factors that ultimately led you to team up with us over other agencies? Did you even look at other agencies?
No, to be honest, I didn't. I am when we met, it I liked all of the bits and pieces. I liked the different arms that you have in your company. So there's someone who was a website developer for a very long time, so has this savvy about that, and the project manager, and then the different people on the projects. So you and your experience. So all of the bits and pieces just felt like they would work very
Yeah.
well together. And our instincts on that, on going with you and not shopping around for different SEO companies, has worked out very, very, very nicely.
Yeah, I mean, it was a mutual good feeling that, I think we just clicked and it felt right, and then
Mhm.
we started the conversations, put the contract in place, and then we got to work. So the first thing that we do is on the onboarding process. How would you describe your experience with our onboarding process? Were there things that you liked? Were there things that you didn't like? How did that go?
It went very well, to be honest with you. I don't remember a ton about it. I know that, there was a good amount of information. I mean, as far as the pages that you created, the way that you built out the website and that sort of thing. So there's naturally a lot of information to share about, about my company with you so that that
Yep.
could take place. Um, but, when I turned the information over, you guys ran with it. So it was very easy.
The onboarding process, it's a bit of a finding process, right? Where we heavily rely on our clients to
Mm,
work with us, give us the information that we need, because essentially it's teamwork, right? You don't want to hire an agency and just let them do everything. So I do understand that, it takes a little bit of time, but I think it's a good investment. Spending a little bit of time and educating us about your business, and
mm.
it has worked out really well, as we'll discuss in a second here.
Yeah, it has, and you know, after the onboarding and sharing the information, which is very valuable because I know, everything about my business, and we were fresh in this relationship. But since then, the team has really taken off with this. So they have totally embraced, our brand and company culture, and that's what I see in anything that you guys are producing now, and it's not taking as much from me to do that. You always ask me to review it to make sure, that everything is sounds good, um, but it's become so easy.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's key to success, that, people are able to work together, communication, there's a good flow. And then the results will follow.
Mm.
So let me see. Responsiveness, are you okay? Are you happy with how we respond to requests? How do you feel when we bug you a little bit and say, "Hey, Tammy, give us that answer"?
No, I'm laughing about that because in our first meeting, I was explaining that, with the SEO company that I was with, anytime that I would ask for a meeting, they would charge me hourly for it. And it was to go over how we were doing, to go over the analytics or anything, but I was being charged for that in addition to paying a monthly fee.
Oh,
And yeah, that really burned, considering particularly, what we found out later when you did the analytics. But anyhow, so when we were in our meeting and you said, "Well, we communicate a lot. As a matter of fact, some clients say, we don't need to know that much. Don't." So Kathleen, who I work with the most, she's wonderful because she'll send me something, and if it drops down in my inbox, a couple of days later, she'll bring it back up to the top. So she is beautifully, pleasantly persistent for me to review things so that you can publish them in a timely manner. So I love the amount of communication that I get with you guys. And the monthly reports are exactly on time, and they dive deep, and your
yeah.
communication aspect is really fantastic.
Is there anything in terms of communication that we could improve, or any feedback on how we could get even better? Or is it, do you just like it as it is?
I just like it as it is.
Cool.
It's yeah, yeah. No, it's not, Again, I think that it's a learning process too.
Yeah.
We learn about each other because for business, this is a very close and important relationship.
Yeah. I mean, I see it like, dating. I mean, I do most of the sales calls. I don't sell. It's like, hey, let's take a look at what's going on, right?
Mhm.
So you go from like dating and then, oh, I think we like each other. And then over time, communication should improve as with every relationship. Sometimes it doesn't, right? Sometimes you're not a good fit. I do think this has worked out very nicely. Um, so since we started working together, I think we implemented a micro SEO strategy. That's our proprietary SEO methodology on your homepage, which we rarely do. But we did notice that there were a few low-hanging fruit opportunities for, house painter, Boulder, like really high intent, high search volume keywords. So I think we did a MicroStrategy on your homepage.
Mhm.
When we prepped for this interview, you mentioned that I think you're booked out for the next 2 or 3 months. Tell me, how's business overall?
So, this winter, I mean, business has my business has always been good. It just has because we have so many repeat clients
Yeah.
and so many personal referrals. Um, uh, and, I always want to expand. So we, our growth has been from 1 crew to 6 crews. And
Wow.
it's just methodically every year we do grow, thank goodness. Um, this year is a particularly wonderful year because of many times the winter months, say December, January, February, look very slow because there's not an opportunity to paint exteriors. And we do a tremendous amount of new constructions. And the new constructions are either ready for us to do the interior paints in the winter or they're not.
Yeah.
Just so happens that there's a good amount of those interior paints that are happening on the new constructions this winter, but also a lot of people who are wanting to refresh their house, and we have implemented pages for holiday paints and that sort of thing. So done some really targeted marketing for that, and it's looking good through February, which is the crews are so happy.
So clearly, I'd love to take all the credit
Oh,
from the SEO work that we do, but you're a smart businesswoman. You've been doing this for a long time. Um, like talking about like if you had a few tips for other small businesses, besides investing into SEO, just like in a nutshell, what do you recommend based on all the experience that you have, like a small local business could do in addition to SEO?
Um, I think the more that you can interface everything that you do, I believe that it's about the branding. It's about there's we run a full page ad in Boulder Lifestyle magazine each
Yeah.
month. That ad I give to you guys, and then there's a blog written about it, and then that blog is posted on social, so I think that it goes onto Instagram, um, X, Facebook, and, LinkedIn, um, f for
So you're
years.
touching on something very interesting. So SEO should not only be, hey, let's put a blog post up, it's integrated with your entire digital strategy, right? And I
Well,
think that's where we excel together, where we work very nicely together. Your team lets us know, hey, we got an ad coming up, here's the link to the digital format. Then we repost it. So everything matters. So Google and the search engines, they take a look at everything. So I think that's part of the key to success to what we're seeing, the results with your website in terms of
mhm.
SEO and obviously your other marketing efforts. All right, let me see what else could I ask you. Branding. I remember when we met initially, I do remember that you spoke about branding, how important that is for you. Um, what else are you doing in terms of keeping your brand in front of the right kind of people so that you get a lot of referrals and more business as part of having established a strong brand out there?
Well, one of the interesting things about the branding is the company that created the new brand, that researched this and created it, um, Jeff also, created a brand guide. So, the branding guide, and that was something that I shared with
Yep.
your company and the team, is the brand guide talks about, how we refer to Maurer Painting and the type of clients that we're going after, which tend to be, not always, but tend to be, relatively affluent and very particular, about who they are going to pay a good amount of money to do beautiful work, so it's people that is very important to them. And, so I'm sorry, just lost track of what you.
Yeah, no, no. So I do remember when we initially met, we talked for quite a bit about branding. So I think we took that to heart and we worked closely with you to, get that brand guy. And then we infuse your branding, verbiage, etc., into everything that we do. I think that's a great tip for any kind of business out there, specifically for smaller local businesses. If you team up with an SEO agency, feed them with information about your brand, who you target, how you want to talk, communicate with the world out there.
Well, and it's easier to be, from I found that, it's very beneficial for our business to be laser focused on things. For example, we don't tend to, and actually discourage this on the website, but we don't tend to do smaller projects. We're not structured that way to go in and paint a bathroom or we're not budget
Yeah.
painters. That's not the sort of work that we do. And so, you guys have really targeted the, higher end market, and 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 that's the calls that we're getting. We're not getting a lot of the little things.
Yeah, I mean, often with I see other SEO agencies, they just try to get you more traffic, more leads. But like if you get the wrong kind of leads, you sort of waste
It's a
time,
waste of
right?
time.
Yeah. So I think together we actually did a really good job, targeting the right kind of potential clients. And luckily it is working. And I'm, happy to hear that, you're getting the right kind of calls from the right kind of people.
Yeah.
So let's round this. I don't want to hold you up too long here. Last question. Would you recommend Boulder SEO marketing to other businesses like yours? And if someone is watching this, consider working with us, what advice would you give them? Any last thoughts on this relationship?
I would definitely, well, I have referred you. I would definitely refer you and say, that I I'm not a shopper. I'm like, if I see something or find something and it feels like it is going to work, that's good for me, because I trust my instincts and they worked out very well.
Yeah.
But if someone is looking to up their SEO game, I would say that you guys are definitely worth talking to. I mean, like, to whoever the businesses are out there, pay attention to these guys because 'cause they're really excellent at what they do.
Cool. Thank you so much. And we're not a good fit for every company, but we're a really good fit for many companies out
Mm,
there. And I'll be the first to admit, if we're not a good fit, I will let, people know, because we need to be able to deliver results. That's when clients stay on. So, Tammy, I'd like to thank you so very much. This was a pleasure. Thank you so much. I look forward to, continuing working together, hopefully for a very long time. Hopefully book you out for the very foreseeable future.
Excellent. Chris, thank you so much.
All right. Thank you so much, Tammy. Have a
Okay.
great night. Bye bye.
Bye.